Hi, and welcome to my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. And this evening, I'm going to be using the hot air balloon bundle. I hadn't played with this yet, and it has beautiful paper. Well, very cute, soft colors, and it just looks like spring to me. The lighter than air 6x6 designer series paper. And so I'll be using all of that because when you start seeing hot air balloons, it's spring with summer right around the corner. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you before I forget, please go ahead and like my video, give it a thumbs up, and share it. I'd sure appreciate that. All right, so, and you are welcome to comment. Well, we already, well, Miss Tammy is checking in. Hello. And Miss Marcia has already liked and shared it. A couple people liked it before I even started, which was really nice. And Miss Roxanne, hello. All right, so let's have a better look. Here we go, a closer look at the hot air balloon bundle. Okay, so this is from the January through April 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog. Now, it will be carrying over into the next annual catalog with an exception. The bundle discount will not. So you only have through April 30th to grab this fantastic bundle at the bundle discount. After that, you'll have to order them each separately. And so we've got different size balloons, ways to decorate them, greetings, and then we have the coordinating dies. Fantastic, and we'll be playing with these. And I have mine stored on a magnet card that I pick up from Stampin' Storage. Super strong. They aren't going to fall off. It's just a lot easier for me to put them back on here than trying to get them on that tape and then they fall down in the envelope. And speaking of the envelope, this is really nice. Also from Stampin' Storage, I have these pockets. And I have a link to both of these underneath the video. Again, it's not a Stampin' Up! Product. It's a company that designs a lot of things to organize our craft rooms beautifully and get us our craft supplies all organized. Okay, so let's see. And if I don't have it now, and I don't know that I do, I have a link. I'll put a link if you're watching on YouTube to all of the bundle discounts that are disappearing, that the products will still be available, but bundle discounts. All right. So let me show you. I was talking about this lighter than air. Beautiful paper is just, all right. So you would think since it goes with that, well, hello, Miss from Adelaide from Germany. So you think lighting in air and it's part of a suite, and I have the suite under the video. Now the suite is retiring too because the bundle discount is retiring and this lighter than air paper. So you're thinking, oh, okay, who wants a bunch of hot air balloon paper? This is the only pattern. This is the only pattern that has hot air balloons. The rest are just so versatile. And I really like the soft, springy colors. Oh, yes. Someone loves this set. It is. It's fantastic. And look at this paper. So like I said, the paper is retiring and available now only while supplies last. And there wasn't a discount with it. So isn't this nice? It's soft. Oh, hello, Miss Denise. Right, I think, here we go. So very nice. The 6x6 available now, only while supplies last. All right, so I love the paper so much. I designed a card last night, and I went a little crazy with the designer series paper. I'll show you that card. And I went to bed with an idea, and I got up and redesigned it, and I liked the redesign much better. But I'll stick around at the end, and I'll show you the other one where I went a little nuts. Okay, so we're going to do some die cutting. So before we do that, we have a couple things to do. I have here some basic white cardstock, and whenever you're stamping on white cardstock, you absolutely want to use the Stampin' Up! Basic white cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish to give you a crisp, clean image. All right, so I've got the Balmy Blue Classic Stampin' Pad. Pick this up, slide that in, And then I have the largest hot air balloon. Now this is on a clear mount block D. Talking about clear mount blocks, I was sharing with you before, um, through my catalog walkthrough of everything that was retiring and staying, and I do have a link under the video to that. 3 of the blocks are retiring, and the block A is that smallest one, which I use a lot. It's gone. Retiring products are disappearing. Like, uh-oh. So if there's something that you have your heart set on, if your heart's set on it, even if it's going to be on sale, I would just go ahead and order it. I wouldn't wait and risk missing out. And a lot of things aren't retiring. All right, so I got this all inked up, because the discounts are starting on April 9th. But with those discounts that we've seen, you're going to want to be up at midnight Mountain Time, placing that order if you have, if you can. All right, so we have that. Isn't that pretty? So to close this, I'm going to do a little push, pull on that lip, and click. One more thing before I grab my, oh, that's still sitting back there, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to use this pattern to also decorate, and it's pretty intricate, this one. Really pretty intricate. And so last night I was using the liquid glue. I don't have patience to wait for anything to dry, and I make a mess. Like, why did I do that when I have these fabulous adhesive sheets? And so I always cut them smaller than the piece I'm about to die cut, because at one time I was doing them the exact same size. And, whatever we're die cutting doesn't go edge to edge typically, but I might have had it just a smidge bigger. Then I had adhesive all over my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So have a look at this lovely, here, where's that paper again? Have a look at these while I grab my machine. Thinking, I was so organized. I've got the plates right here. All right, here we go. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. And my take your pick tool hit the floor. I'll be retrieving that, I am sure. So what we need to do is build up what's called a sandwich. I need to get to the appropriate thickness to die cut with the thin metal dies. So we'll start with a plate number 1. And then we need the plate number 2. It's a little thin. It just builds it up just enough. It's really cool about this because you can die cut with, the thin dies, embossing folders, the thick embossing folders, just by changing what we're calling a sandwich. Plate number 3, a cutting pad. And all these plates are included with a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So then I have my balloon, and I need the dies. This largest one. I know I want this because it's just oh so pretty. Okay. And the clouds, we're going to be doing a lot of die cutting. All right. All right. So what I need to do is center this around it in this cutting edge. That rough, that's the cutting edge. All right. Okay, so Miss Roxanne is saying, when you see my card, it may just put you over the top to the, yeah, I need this. All right, and so I need to secure this. So, okay, what I have here is Crafter's Companion low tack tape. I picked this up on Amazon, and I have a link under the video for this. Now you can use washi tape, painter's tape, a Post-it note. I'm just taking away some of the stickiness still. I prefer this because I can see through it and I can see what I've done. But, there are other options. So let's secure that. And if I didn't do a good job, well, I've got one already. All right, so this pattern, this is going to work out so well with this die. All right, again, the rough edge down. So I can just do, I think, almost everything at one time. All right, so it's the clouds. I went ahead because I wanted several. I went ahead and die cut some because I thought you don't need to watch me die cut the same thing over and over and over. And tomorrow I'll have, after this video gets done processing, I'll have a link to my blog post with all the measurements for my card. And, oh, you know what? I don't know if I can get them all on here. And a PDF that you can download, print, and save. All right, so I do have one more piece and another set of dies. I have, you know what? I'm gonna have to do that separately. Okay, I need to use, I'm gonna use the Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm going to cut 2 with it. And so again, a plate number 3. All right, crank this down. Oh, that's cool. Miss Marcia says she's inspired to go card making after watching my videos. Well, that's fantastic. All right, so let me bring this back. How nice and convenient, just so I don't lose any of these little ones. You can't do that with the tape that it comes with it. All right, and so this, I need that take your pick tool. Excuse me. All right. And the little poke out holes to push that out. All right, and right back on the magnet card. We are in great shape. All right, I'll do that in a minute. I just thought, ooh, it'd be really easy for a little one to get away from us, huh? And let's see how well I did. If I didn't do as good of a job as I hoped, by the magic of TV, I have one all ready to go. Gently pull that away, and hey, that's nice. Okay. Okay, so let me back this up. I can die cut from this side. For whatever reason, I always go from the other. So I've got some more cardstock, or another pattern of the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper, and the Stylish Shapes, again, on one of these magnet cards. I'm going to use the largest one. And then I'm going to die cut, and it could have been any color, but I chose basic white cardstock, the next smallest. I'm going to pop this up. And, you know, our Designer Series paper is double-sided, and it's heavier than a good bit of it out there, but it's still not as heavy as cardstock. And if I'm going to pop up, you know, Stampin' Dimensionals, give it that, I want it to have more support. So I put some cardstock behind it. So let's go ahead and crank this through. Okay. It was so funny. I thought, well, I've got everything ready, and I was even working on that blog post for tomorrow, thinking I've got everything here. I didn't forget anything. And then, no, just the machine. Okay, so there we go. All of our die cutting is done. These Stylish Shapes are carrying over, so that's good. And right back on that magnet. Okay. So then I have some balmy blue cardstock for my card base. Now, you know, we're not going through a color refresh. We just did that last year. And so the only colors that are retiring are the 23, 25 in colors. And I looked, in one of the ink refills already sold out, but that's what I always tell you all. The ink refills are the first to go because people have the ink pads, so they want the ink refill. And then it's usually followed by the cardstock, then the pad. All right, so let's go ahead. Get this out of there. Well, okay, I should go for the poke out holes. You know what? I was sitting there just going through the big part, the design. Well, of course, it's it's not going to work. It's not hooking up. And so underneath me, I have this craft mat, a silicone craft mat. And so I don't have to worry about any glue sticking to it or anything, which is really nice. And I have a link to that under the video as well. So let's go ahead and poke all that out. Probably will come off with the adhesive sheet when I pull it off. So let's get our balloon. We've got our balloon. And now this will come off in two pieces. Do you remember that, how it was? And it didn't fit it perfectly, but I don't need it perfectly. I just need adhesive on most of it. Because if I were doing it by hand, I wouldn't have had it on every bit of it. There we go. It's finding it. Got one more piece right here. How sweet is this? So those were all those little diamonds. But by the time we cut the pattern into it, we just have all this great color. There we go. Sweet. Very, very sweet. Okay. I don't like a mess, so I'm trying to clean that up. And so this is to shore it up. So we'll go ahead and take the Stampin' Seal, put your finger where it's a little opaque right there. I usually say 1 inch in each corner. You don't have corners in a circle. And so now this is so much stronger to be able to pop it up. And how cute with the balloons behind it. Not balloons, clouds. I'm okay, really I am. All right, and so this pattern is just so pretty. Back with my Stampin' Seal. Sometimes I have to help it get going. When a piece is that long, I like to do some in the center too. Now this I cut to go from top to bottom. So let's look and see. Nothing's hanging over. You want this to be nice and neat. There we go. Oh, you know what? We have a little bit more stamping to do. When I find that piece of white. All right. Oh, here it is. A little bit more stamping, because then we'll just put it all together. All right. So I chose the greeting from here. Up, up, and away. Hooray, it's your birthday. Cute, cute, cute. And I could have done basic black. But I thought, no, everything's so soft. I want to keep it soft. And so I'm going to stamp again in the balmy blue. And I wanted to make it a little bit fancy. So I have here the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. You know, I just used, if you saw my video yesterday with the Layers of Beauty card, the Banners Pick-a-Punch where it does the fishtail. I love that, and it's retiring. So get that. So we're going to go ahead and use this. And I decided to use the ticket. I'm thinking, oh, maybe you got a ticket to go to the hot air balloon. So we'll open this up, slide that in. It's a small piece, so mostly disappears in there. But then we have that cute little edge on there. And the punches are all going up a little bit. So if that's something you want, you might want to go ahead and order that before. And even if something's carrying over, I'm encouraging you to order very quickly. Because if one part of, if something, well, the bundles, these, you know, like this bundle discount that's retiring, if one part becomes unavailable, then the whole bundle's unavailable and it'll be into the new year. And so just go ahead and order, get ahead of the craziness. All right, so let's open this up again. And we've got somebody new. Hello, thank you for joining us. All right, so over here, photopolymer, so I can see where I'm stamping. So theoretically, oh, I did. I should do a good job. That's pretty light. Yeah. The camera is not necessarily picking that up, but it's there. Okay, so all the stamping's done. Now the assembly. We'll finish the assembly. I can't wait to show you the card that I went a little nuts. And so then I have some Lemon Lolly cardstock and another pattern from the Lighter Than Air design. Actually, it's the opposite side. And let's do it on the silicone mat, because if I go over a little bit on this small piece, won't stick to the mat. Okay. And I cut the lemon lolly. It was just easier to layer. So some people's mind, it would be wasting some cardstock. It's so little, but it made it a lot easier than trying to mess with a whole bunch of little pieces. All right, so again, some Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to butt this up to here. These patterns are just so pretty. And then I decided to stop here and let the balmy blue be another pattern. And I like that we have different heights. Okay, and so we have this, our circle with the clouds. And we're back with my favorite adhesive ever, the Stampin' Dimensionals. These foam adhesive dots are going to add so much. Okay. And take your thumbnail, and that makes the edge pop up. So very, very easy to get off. About right there is looking oh so good. And then our hot air balloon, oh, with more dimensionals. I wish I had invented these. Okay. Isn't this adorable? Now remember, we have the bottom, and so this is smaller. So for those, I have the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Same idea, just much tinier. You could cut down the other, but my goodness, it's just convenient when there's a product that works without needing the extra, because it just fits it perfectly. So I put one on, and that didn't do it. I needed the second one, and then it was just right because it wasn't setting the way it should. Press down. There we go. And this comes off a little bit. Let's see, because I've got the dimension behind there, and this is there. That is, and this adorable. My goodness. All right. And so we have our greeting. Back with my Stampin' Seal. I did this flush. All right. And then part of the suite, if you decide to pick up the whole suite, is this Baker's Twine 3-color pack. And let's do, come up and tie this and make ourselves a cute little bow. The Baker's Twine is carrying over. So as you're making your list, because I'm sure your list is long of things that are retiring, you know, there are some things that you could wait till a little bit later, unless you want to get the whole suite so you can start making really nice cards right away. And this is just so cheerful. Okay, I like when I'm messing with the Baker's Twine because it's so fine to just go ahead and do a knot. You know, I don't do a knot with ribbon typically because it would make it too bulky, but it's not going to add any bulk to this at all. And I like to work off the roll because then I don't waste as much. There we go. Now I can cut it. And the colors in that, of course, everything is just coordinating with this Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper. Cute. And are you wondering, you know, I cut all those clouds. What am I going to do with those? I'm going to show you. We'll see what you think. I think it added to it. I was trying to pepper them around on the card itself, and nothing was looking quite right. So this is what I end up doing. Let me grab. I'm going to turn these upside down so I can put the adhesive, because you can, there is a right side and a wrong side. It's rougher from the cuts in the cutting pad. And again, with some Stampin' Seal, I thought, oh, how cute. I will just go ahead and go where they are. And, I do like going off the edge and fill in where they are. So we've got the couple different sizes. All right. And Grandma always said you do in odd numbers. So that's why I'm doing 5. And this one's a little different than the other card because where the clouds, my card that I made to demonstrate for you tonight. So this one's a little bit different in the placement because of where they were. All right, and so our finishing touch, we'll be using the coordinating rainbow adhesive back dots, and that's where this comes in handy. So all the colors that are in the Lighter Than Air designer series paper, that's retiring. I just can't say it enough. As I'm watching that things have sold out already, it's like, oh, I hope everyone's paying attention and getting everything that they want before it's just gone forever. And so sticking with Grandma. So we got 3 up here. We need to do, technically I could stop there, right? To me, I mean, Grandma said, because we've got 3 here, that's a grouping of 1. But I'm going to come down here and still add, so I have 5 all around. I'd be okay with a grouping of 3 and the grouping of 1. And there we have it. Our spring Lighter Than Air card. And if you're joining us, you weren't here quite at the beginning, I'm going to ask you to share and like my video. I sure appreciate that. So see, these were placed a little differently, not too terribly differently, but so cute. All right, so you want to see the card that I went nuts? The patterns were just so pretty. And so I went to bed with this. Oh, Miss Marcia loves my card. Well, thank you. I went to bed with this going, that seems a bit much. And if you like it, I'm happy if you like it. The colors are light, but I just had to go redo it. And for me, this works better. So, please let me know if you like all the color and patterns going on here, if you prefer it a little bit more muted like this. And so talking about things retiring, I have a card I was going to share with my sweet stampers on my mailing list, because this stamp set and the dies are retiring. Well, I'll be doggone. The stamp set sold out. It's like, okay, I guess I won't be showing them that. Well, we've got a couple of you that are liking both cards, so that's interesting. I didn't even finish this one with the ribbon and all the other, or a greeting. So, I'm so glad. I'm glad I showed you this, what I thought was just perhaps a bit of a mistake. So let me look at my notes, make sure I talked to you about everything that I wanted to. And I told you about the catalog walkthrough under the video, and then yep. All right. Oh, you know what? Anything retiring is now reflected in my online store. It'll say retiring. So that makes it easy to know if something's sticking around or not. And so the hot air balloon bundle, the bundle discount is disappearing. So of course I recommend that you go ahead and get this, because come on, how cute or cute are these? So go ahead and order this now in my online store. I wouldn't wait till the end of April at all. And actually, like I said, I would get ahead of the crowd and start ordering. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, and you can pick these up in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. So there we go. Well, that was fun. It just, like I said, so springy. The colors are just so light and just so springy. It's like, oh my goodness. Fun, fun, fun. So, um, all the supplies, other than the couple things that I mentioned that are on Amazon and a link to it, are available to order in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. This is where I get to say good evening. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and God bless.